I never do this. I never leave the drawing until the morning of the tattoo. But last night, for some reason, I just didn't want to finish the tattoo, and I know better because when I don't finish a tattoo, it gives me anxiety. When I say a tattoo, I mean the drawing for the next day's appointment. Our appointment is at noon today. It's almost 9 a.m. We got up a little early, we cracked ourselves an energy drink, and we got to drawing. We're almost done with this, but if you're like me and you have anxiety, never leave the tattoo until the morning of the tattoo appointment. Welcome back. This is another day in the life of a tattoo artist, and we have a busy day. We are tattooing Cyclops from X-Men today. A little different than the tattoos I normally do, but we have made it into an American traditional style, and I sent the outline to my client and he said, "Awesome," quote. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Should be a good day. So we're gonna finish this drawing, run a quick errand, and then we will be off to the studio. The reason I didn't draw this last night is I got a new projector. And so I ended up eating s'mores in bed, watching Catfish for like 3 or 4 hours because there's a new season on Hulu, and I'm a big Catfish fan. But welcome back. Welcome to the channel. If you're here from TikTok, you know, but we are transitioning over to YouTube full time. It just feels like the better platform, and I learned a lot on TikTok, and you know, I have a background creating videos and stuff like that. So for me, this is not a huge learning curve or anything. I just decided, hey, I should start posting on YouTube. And so here we are. I always joke about us showing up to the studio with energy drinks and vapes and nicotine and like no food. So I'm making a peanut butter and jelly today. And for the commenter who asked why I made it with a fork, it's so that you would leave that comment, obviously. But just for you today, just for you, I'm gonna make it with a knife. So, okay, it took me 20 minutes to finish that drawing. I literally just had to do the hair of the dude. It's just weird when you have to take like a comic book drawing and turn it into a design that's like American traditional. There's not really a lot of reference to go off of, you know? You just kind of have to wing it and do what you think looks best. I'm really hoping he doesn't want brown in the hair. I'm hoping we can just do black and leave the negative space white, which are where the highlights are. I just don't think brown is gonna look, oh, I'm doing double peanut butter. We're not thinking very clearly today. I guess we can just add some jelly over the top. It's totally fine. Everything is fine. The world is not collapsing around me. And now the fridge is on. Hopefully you can't hear that because my audio is gonna be compromised. Where was I? Yes, hopefully he's okay with just black and not putting brown into the hair. I don't really like using brown in my tattoos at all. I will, obviously, if a client wants it, but I did get a color wheel. We got a color wheel for the studio so that we can show clients basic color theory. This color does work with this color. This color doesn't work with this color. But since we do need zins, because I wasn't joking about a nicotine addiction, especially as a sober person. If anyone out there is sober or you're looking to get sober, it sucks. Okay. No, my life is much better, but it sucks. It's not as fun. Wait, I'm saying all the wrong things. My life has never been better being sober, but the caffeine and nicotine addiction just like doubles. So we're definitely gonna need to go get some Zims. But we're gonna pack some stuff. We got ice water. We got an Athletic Brewing. This is the IPA. This is a non-alcoholic beer. Sometimes I like to have one at the studio. Okay. Also a sparkling water and our peanut butter and jelly sandwich because we are in our mid-30s, but we love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you. I also just I've been frugal. I gotta save money. If you didn't see my last video, I lost my corporate job. Maybe I'll link it in this video. I'll link it somewhere here. I lost my corporate job, and so it's full-time tattooing for me, which is great. It's super exciting, but you know, I don't get a ton of appointments. I get enough. I am tattooing Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday this week. And then I have a couple days off. Cats are doing scratchy stuff. You could probably hear them. The thing about recording in my apartment is the cats are always acting a fool. He's about to pounce on some stuff or play with things. I should probably get dressed. I literally threw on this crew neck that I wore in the last video because I woke up and it was cold. Finally, thank God, it's finally starting to get cold here in Montana, and I'm very happy about it. Okay, alongside the food, we're bringing an iPad. We're bringing our phone. We're bringing our new bottle opener because I got my nails did, but they're super long. I know you probably can't see them from over there, but I'm not able to open cans without this bottle opener now. Planner. Always got to bring the planner. I started doing a digital calendar, Google Calendar, whatever. I already reverted back to writing out my appointments, writing everything out. One thing about that is when I write it down, I remember it because I wrote it. I'm so sorry for my cat. He's having a good time. I'm not going to get mad at him for playing with his toys and having a wild kitty morning, okay? So anyway, I'm not doing a Google Calendar. I just don't like it. I found that my desktop was off from my phone by 1 hour because the time was set to the wrong time zone on my computer or whatever. Anyway, that's super confusing for me. And the last thing I want to do is be late for one of my appointments because that just looks horrible. That reflects poorly upon me as a small business owner. Wallet, keys, backpack. I know this has nothing to do with tattooing, but I also got some new hair going on here. I decided to shave my head middle of the night last night as well. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. It actually looks horrible now, and basically good luck finding a date now, dude. Like, I literally look like shit. So I guess now this is an open forum. If you're looking for a boyfriend who is an artistic, empathetic, animal-loving, spooky season-loving tattoo artist who loves to snowboard, travel, and go to festivals, I'm your guy. Leave a comment down below or hit me up on Instagram. It's linked down there as well. You can go to my shop account and look at my tattoos or book with me, or just hit me up because I'm single. Also, never forget your charger. I don't know if you have an extra one at the studio or not, but whatever you do, do not forget your phone charger and your iPad charger and have to run home and make your day chaotic and stressful. Typically in the morning, the first thing I do is post on social media. And now that I'm in the car, I realized I forgot to post to TikTok. Ideally, I've created content for TikTok a couple days out. For me, it's pretty uncommon to not post every single day, at least one video. In the past, I've posted 2 or 3 videos a day, but I'm to the point where I post 1 video a day and I pre-record and batch things, a few days ahead of time so that I'm never really stressed about it. I'm just always kind of creating content and then posting whatever that morning. Right now I have like 2 or 3 videos backed up to post, and I'm realizing that I forgot because I never wake up and have to draw. Because like I said, that gives me anxiety and I don't like to be drawing the morning of and feel rushed. So once we stop and get some nicotine and probably one more energy drink for the day, we are going to post our TikTok. And then what I'm doing with YouTube is posting a little less until everything catches up, because I was posting 3-4 videos a day. So I'm just going to slow down really quickly because what I'm having to actually do is record all my voiceovers for a majority of the content that I have on my hard drive that was videos that were posted on TikTok, but with us moving over, I'm trying to move my entire gallery or album or whatever you want to call it to YouTube with appropriate titles so that if you were to get in the short section there, you can search around and find the actual video that you're searching for, the question that you might have. Because on TikTok, it's impossible to find the videos that you want to see. And then that just turns into me being like, well, scroll through my page and try to find it. If you can't find it, let me know. And that's one thing about YouTube that I am way more excited about, is that you'll actually be able to find the videos based off the titles. I'm really wondering if TikTok is going to get banned in January. Because that's the word on the street. And I have some other people who work in the industry, and they said that the people they talk to are pretty sure it's happening. So if that is happening, that's the whole point of this transition to YouTube. I mean, at least we get to create content and post content that we enjoy making on all of these platforms. Mind you, I'm not posting on anything from Meta because I personally don't like their platforms. We will use the Instagram for the portfolio page, the studio page, because let's be honest, when's the last time you looked at a tattoo studio's website or anything? I feel like the way you find a tattoo artist is looking through Instagram. But we're going to make our TikTok post here. It's already in the drafts. Oh, it's literally already completely done. I just need to edit the cover, which is classic for me. I just don't remember what this video is about. I think it's, oddly enough, it's about picking the right artist and doing your research to find an artist. So the title should be something like, do research, research artist. I'm just going to call it do research. Here's another prime example of why YouTube is better. I could actually name this, what you need to do to find the right artist for your tattoo. Not just do research, because it's too vague, but it won't fit in the title because you don't have enough space. So you have to make up these titles that don't always even make sense, you know? While we wait for this to post, cool story. Not a lot of people contact me through TikTok to get tattooed because they don't live in Montana. But just last week, I had a consult with someone who just moved here who found me on TikTok. So that's super cool that it's finally starting to transition over into actually getting appointments with people and not just views. Typically, I only get to the studio about an hour before my appointment, but it's looking like we're going to get there more about 2 hours before the appointment today. The only negative side to that is I have to pay extra for parking, but we are filming a day in the life video. So, I'll probably end up filming a little more at the studio. Time goes by so quick, and I usually like to have about an hour to set up and get my stencil printed and get a couple size options and clean up the studio a little bit if it needs to, water the plants, sweep, mop, that type of stuff. Typically, I do my sweeping and mopping in the morning when I first get there, replace my trash bag, stuff like that. So we're off to the studio right now. It is a Thursday, and we could say it's a beautiful day, but I prefer rain, gloom, sadness. I'm not really a big fan of sunny days. I think most people live here strictly for the summer. And the funny part is I live here strictly for the fall, the winter, and the spring. Okay, I am here for the summer and I ride motorcycles and I enjoy the summer, but snowboarding here is impeccable. It's like the best thing about living in Montana. I also love winters. As depressing as they are, they're also just stunning. It's so quiet and peaceful here in the winter. And then the fall here is absolutely beautiful. Everything dies, and that's not why it's beautiful, but the changing of the seasons for me is just something that I've always loved. I did live in Los Angeles for a while, and it's summer year-round, so you don't experience any seasonal changes, and I just think they're so beautiful and they're fun to look forward to, and things are always progressing and changing, and I like that about living here. The only thing I don't like about living here is we get no metal bands or anything like that tour through here, so I'm always traveling to go to those types of shows. Quick plug, if anyone is in Birmingham, Alabama for Furnace Fest, leave a comment because I will be there. I'll also be in Spokane, Washington for Movements in a couple weeks. So again, if you're going to be there, leave a comment. Let's hang out. I'm going with really no friends to some of these things. Sometimes, not always. I'm not saying I'm going with no one. But there's a lot of times when I don't really know anyone, but I'll still travel to go to shows. So I like to plug them in the socials just to see if anyone's gonna be there, and then we could hang out and be friends. It's really blowing my mind that it's already been 2 weeks since losing and leaving my corporate job and taking on content creation, tattooing full time. Honestly, it's weird how much time flies. Not that it didn't go fast at the corporate job, but being able to spend all that time investing in myself and doing the things I want to do is just crazy. It's not like I work any less. I probably work more, but because I'm not dedicating so much time to the corporate job, I actually end up with a little more free time, which has been nice because I felt like I was neglecting the gym a little bit, and we'll probably talk about that later, but the gym for me is super, super important for my mental health. Obviously, it's important for everyone's physical health to be active. But for me, the gym is like my therapy these days, and I don't know what I would do without it because it's truly my main outlet besides snowboarding in the winter or riding motorcycles in the summer. And it's something you can go do for 45 minutes, put on your music, zone out, sweat, lift weights. And I'll say that you'll never, ever leave the gym in a worse mood than you showed up to the gym. I'm not trying to talk anyone into going to the gym. I'm just saying it's pretty much free drugs is what I like to call it because, do a little research if you want, but your body does release serotonin and dopamine and all sorts of stuff. There's got to be some other chemical reactions that are going on, but there's nothing better for your mental health than hitting the gym. I'll say that much, or at least I love it. Once you fall in love with it, it's game over, But we'll probably be heading to the gym tonight. I've been liking doing night sessions now that I don't have to be up early for work, the corporate job. I'm still up early, obviously, but usually I do my drawing the night before, so I don't have to wake up too early. I like to schedule my appointments at noon and 4, so it just gives me time in the morning to kind of leisurely get ready and not stress about anything. Still have plenty of time to get to the studio. And then when I'm done tattooing, the rush, like the 5 o'clock rush has died down and the gym's quieter, and I've just really preferred going to the gym later, like super late, like 9, 10 p.m. at night. It's just a different vibe, and I've really been liking it. So I don't know, I might bring my camera with me tonight. I don't usually do that, but I guess if I'm a full-time content creator now, then we should. And I don't know, I don't usually bring my camera to the gym and film. It's kind of just my zen spot where I zone out and I don't think about like work, we'll call it. But I don't know, I think I'm gonna take my camera. I'm gonna bring you guys with me tonight to the gym and just talk about the gym a little bit and how that affects my life, and how important it is to my mental health, no matter what your job is. It's just an important part of my life, and it always has been, at least since college. The other day I called the parking commission and said, hey, I'm one of the small business owners. I rent a space downtown. Do you guys offer anything to us? Any sort of deals or parking passes or anything? And they basically told me to kick rocks. So unfortunately, I have to spend like $8 a day to go to work now, which is crazy because my other office that I worked at was downtown as well, but we had parking passes because they had a parking lot because they paid thousands of dollars a month for a building. But $8 to $10 a day to park to go to work definitely adds up. It's an unfortunate thing to have to pay for parking to go to work. And half the time there isn't even parking at my building because there's so many suites in here and clients that are using those suites as well as owners that there's just not a lot of parking. I'm also right next to the cop station and the courthouse, and so people are in and out of there all day doing whatever it is they're doing, going to court or getting license plates or renewing documents of some sort. I don't really know. I never really go to court because I'm not in trouble. And the only time I've been to the other courthouse or whatever is to get plates for my bike or my car, and I always schedule an appointment. I'm in and I'm out, but fingers crossed, we're pulling up. All right, and we're lucking out. There's a parking spot right in front for me today. Okay, got to the studio, got my stencil printed, ended up on live for a little while on TikTok. I guess I'll run through just like exactly what I do when I show up. I come in, I turn on the lights, I turn on everything. I sweep, I mop, and then I start by printing my stencil. We're doing this Cyclops today from X-Men. I know where it's going, so I can print the size that I feel like it should be based off of our consult and our conversation. So the stencil's already created. So now all I need to do is set up, get my bed set up, wrap my pillow, and I'm basically ready to go. So when my client shows up, it's just time to rock and roll. So I'm going to try to check in at some point here. I just don't know because I don't really film my clients because it's kind of a private situation, and unless they're super open to it, I might hit record later. Okay, I changed my mind because I just had a thought, but also I apologize because there's a therapist across the way and he has one of those white noise sound things that sits outside his door. So if you can hear that, then that's what that is. But it's crazy that I get to set up to do art for my job. So I guess just a quick reflection on what we're doing here today and the fact that I get to do art and that I'm at work right now and that I'm my own boss. And man, I'm so grateful. Like I never thought that it would come to this. And I always thought, I'm not good enough. I could never do this. I could never own my own shop. I could never be a good tattoo artist. And that's why it deterred me from doing it for so long. A majority of my 20s, really. I just thought, I always wanted to do it. And I just thought, like, I'll never be good enough. And here I am. I'm doing it. So it's just crazy when you actually reflect on it for a minute and realize I'm at work right now. This is literally my job. So, if you're out there and you're doing a job you don't love, like you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. Just be confident or even be delusional, because there's a small part of doing your dream, like following your dream, where you have to be delusional to make it happen. So don't be scared to be delusional. And if people are going to talk, let them talk. Let the haters be and do you, because you can do literally anything you want if you just put your mind to it. I know that's corny, but if you give it 110% and you're devoted and not motivated, but you're consistent and you keep pushing forward one day at a time, one step at a time, and you're checking things off the checklist, it's inevitable that you'll get where you want to go. So the only reason you would take this off early, I don't think this will happen.
Yeah.
Is if it leaks. Like if it starts just leaking out,
Yeah.
you can take it off.
Okay.
And just follow the normal directions.
Okay.
But this stuff's honestly is amazing and it should be super helpful in healing especially. But take it off in the shower underwater.
Right.
Because you're going to, it's like a Band-Aid.
Right.
But you won't rip it off. Yeah. But, it'll be helpful if the water's running on it. I've taken them off not doing that before and nothing happened. But there's the chance you could pull out some ink. And we're done. We finished the tattoo. I wanted to insert a pointer here, or a rule for anyone new out there who's a tattoo artist, right? We pulled out this cartridge, okay? We set it up, and it's a 23, and I thought I might use it on one of the larger spaces, but I didn't. Here's the thing, you can't put this back in your drawer. It was already on your workstation, and it is considered contaminated, so unfortunately, it goes in the trash. I know that that's a sad realization that you're just throwing money away, but look, it kind of is what it is, and wouldn't you rather be safe than sorry if you touched that and tattooed someone else and then transmitted a bloodborne pathogen? So also, I know I've made videos about how I clean up and stuff like that, but one thing I wanted to mention is that once I've cleaned up my station and put my sharps into my sharps container, all of my equipment is here, right? Can you see that? So distilled water, green soap, Bactine, and my machines. What I do then is place them back on the clean area, and well, it's not clean yet. I'm gonna douse everything with Cavicide. So I guess let's do that. You can hang out. And the Cavicide that I use is a 1 minute kill time. So we're gonna let it do its thing, right? So
I got the table positioned rather weird. I always say pro tip, and these are just the tips that I do. Always make sure you hit the front of your tool chest because you're touching those drawers and stuff. You want to make sure everything's clean. So this is what I do. I hit everything, and now we're going to let it stand for 1 minute because is this going to focus? 1 minute kill time, Cavicide. So yeah, we're going to let it sit for 1 minute. We're also going to spray down our bed. Also, this is a, what is it? What is it called? What is alcohol and stuff? Like what is that called? It's horrible for you? I don't know, but it's horrible for you. And it smells really bad. So sometimes you might want to open the door or get some fresh air in here. Definitely make sure you wear gloves when you wipe everything down. Oh my God, what is it called? Like jet fuel, like asbestos, like all of those things. I'll remember when I leave and I'm done filming, I'm sure. Oh, right. It's a carcinogen. Cavicide is a carcinogen, so you do not want to get it on your hands. You also don't want to breathe it. It's making me feel like I need to cough right now. There you go. But yeah, it's bad for you. So I don't know. It's part of, unfortunately, it's part of being in the industry, but you know, you should do your best to keep yourself safe. Classic, I did not eat my peanut butter and jelly. And so now, as you can imagine, I'm very hungry. But what I like to do is go outside, eat my PB&J in peace, and just decompress from the tattoo session. Not like it was hard or anything. It was very fun. We had a great time. It was actually one of my old coworkers who is now also sober from alcohol, also from cannabis, which is crazy because that's been something I've been talking about on my channel is I also quit cannabis. So yeah, it's fun to link up with those types of people and, you know, compare stories and see how each other is doing and encourage one another to continue going because it's obviously better for most people who quit using substances in their life. It ends up being a blessing and not a burden. You know, if you have anyone and, you know people who drink too much, then you'll know what I'm talking about. To be honest, though, I didn't actually even drink that much. Everyone I talked to was kind of full-blown alcoholic, drinking 18 packs, and I would drink like a couple tall boys. But when I started, I didn't want to stop, so that was my problem. I also checked my car for a parking ticket, and I don't know what happened, but someone was looking over me today because I only paid for 2 hours, and I've been here for 5, almost 6, and I don't have a parking ticket. I guess I shouldn't say that because there could potentially be one getting put on my car right now. Okay, well, it wouldn't be a true and honest day in the life if I didn't admit that I am now in bed with my kitty boys, and we're watching, it looked like Catfish on the new projector. So,
I prime suspect, right?
you know, this could potentially be a nap situation. Okay, so clearly I didn't really think that one through. The gym is slammed. It was slammed in there, so I didn't film in the gym. I literally can't see if I'm in frame or not, but the gym has literally changed my life. And I know that you guys aren't here to hear about gym content, and I get that, that's fine. But I will say, if you're struggling with confidence, if you're struggling with emotional health, mental well-being, I guarantee you, if you get into a healthy habit of going to the gym, it will 1000% change your life for the better. I found the gym like 10 years ago, and ever since then, it's just been the one consistent and the one best thing in my entire life that I've really stuck with. And I think the thing that I'm going to say, the way I'm going to put it is, you know, this world, especially, it's like buy these pills, buy all this shit, like quick fixes. This does come full circle to tattooing slightly because it's a delayed gratification sort of thing. And just like with tattooing, you're not just going to be great. It takes years to get good, and you just have to accept that, and you just have to push forward. But some people don't have the discipline to accept the delayed gratification that comes along with tattooing or art or anything that's really hard, and the gym is no different. But if you do
100,000,000,000%, it'll make you a better person. And so just want to say I'm grateful that I was able to be here tonight. I'm grateful that I have such a beautiful gym to go to. And I'm grateful that I have a job where I can go do these things. Even if you don't, it's not an excuse. Even when I was working 60, 70 hours a week, I went to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. So there's really no excuse, but you know what to do. Anyways, we're ending the vlog here. I don't know if these are the types of vlogs you do want to see, but one comment said more vlogs like this, more videos like this, day in the lifestyle. So this one's for you. Thanks for the support.